Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations, and this is the CRAFTiQ challenge where we give you 7 items over 7 days to add to your layout, and then on the 20th we reveal our layout. So today's the 20th, and here is the layout. The 7 items were a patterned paper background with 3 colors, and you were supposed to choose 3 colors to accentuate. I kind of only chose 2, the green and the pink. And then you were supposed to add silver. I will be adding silver by way of some Mr. Huey's Mist in, it's called Shine. So it basically looks like silver, and I'll be doing that towards the end of the layout. Heat or dry embossing something on your project. I will be embossing some wood veneer with some white embossing powder. Flower smacking. I'm not exactly sure what flower smacking is, but I stacked up a whole bunch of flowers to create the embellishment clusters. And then from the live challenge, I guess Jackie did a live challenge. You were supposed to use a diagonal flow with the flowers, so I made my layout have a diagonal effect to it. So you're supposed to ink the edges as little or as much as you want. That was not a problem. I like inking my edges, so I went ahead and did that. Add textiles. Now that green paper is not actually paper, it's from SEI, and it is actually a fabric of some sort, and it does have kind of like a shimmery sheen on it. So I'm calling that my textile. And then it does say ribbon, lace, twine, or thread, but you know what? Fabric is also a textile, so that works. And then add some doodling and journaling counts. And then you're supposed to turn your layout from where you started. And I think that is like, if you kind of get it where you think you're going to have it, make a 90-degree turn. I didn't do that. So I missed the bonus on that. So I have these photos of my daughter and my niece and a couple of the other girls from their Girl Scout troop when they were younger. All of these girls are all adults now. They are no longer kids. They are all in their mid to late 20s. And so these are really old photos. I can't even tell you what year they were. I'm sure I could if I went back and looked. Probably 2008, guessing. Yeah, 2008. And they are doing a cookie booth. And so they are trying to sell cookies to raise money for travel. And there is a sign behind them that says that their goal is a trip to Europe. We did not end up going to Europe. They changed their mind. We ended up going to Mexico. We did a 7-day cruise to Mexico that they paid for by selling cookies and their fall product, which is nuts and I think magazines. And then you have to sell those 2 items to be able to participate in any other fundraising. So they made stuffed animals, and we sold those at multiple locations, craft fairs, a Girl Scout craft fair, and then a couple of other places as well. So that's how they earned the money for there were 5 of them that went on the trip, and then they, of course, had to cover the expenses for myself and our assistant leader. So, yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of work to get there, but we really enjoyed it, and it was definitely paid off. So, the little tiny photo up in the corner is actually the girls at the booth, and it has a couple of teenage boys that are buying from them. And it was definitely interesting because, when they're daisies and brownies and even juniors, they can sell quite a bit because they're just so cute. But when they get to be older, their clientele kind of changes. And so their clientele doesn't have as much money as the people who buy from the little tiny girls. And so, yeah, it just makes it interesting and fun. So I wanted to kind of capture that just to show how times change, because I have pictures of them when they were smaller selling cookies. And, I just thought it would be fun and interesting to kind of call that out, basically. Now that thing that says my goals on it, that's a circle, that is a piece of, it's a badge, actually, not a Girl Scout badge, it's a tin pin, which is very much like flare but larger. I had my husband just pop the pin off the back of it, and I just popped it up onto some foam to fill the void behind it. And it says, "Ask me about my goals." And again, the big poster behind them says "Our goal, Europe," and I can't even read the rest of what it says. And so they're just kind of playing around there with the cash register and trying to sell some cookies. And so I wanted to definitely document that. Now, in these photos, they are cadettes, which there is one level after cadettes, I believe seniors. And so my title is going to be Cadettes and Cookies. So I thought I would just let you know why. I pulled out some wood veneer. Also the flowers that are in that package that say Bloom Street on it are not all from Bloom Street. Some of them are, but others are from Amy Tangerine's, I think, Picnic in the Park. They were ones that I fussy cut a whole sheet of them, and I just stuck them in there so they wouldn't get lost. Now, here are the 3 pieces that I of wood veneer that I heat embossed, and you didn't get to see that on camera because I tend to not like to do the heat embossing right over my layout because the embossing powder kind of goes everywhere, so I do it over my trash can. I did dip only half of my wood veneer kind of at a diagonal angle in the embossing ink, which is, I use Versamark, and then I just sprinkled the white embossing powder over the top, tapped it off, and hit it with the heat gun. And so it is half wood and half white, and I really like that effect. It looks like it's kind of worn and has a natural effect to it. So that is how I got it to be half white and half wood. Now, the reason that I chose the airplane paper in the background is I am trying to use up this paper from Paige Evans. It's still part of her Horizons collection, and I had a whole bunch of it, and I've used it quite a bit for the Girl Scout troop trips, and so I'm trying to use it up. But that airplane paper I thought was perfect because their goal was to travel, and they actually were considered a travel troop because we did other things like whitewater rafting and all kinds of stuff like that, and we did it outside of our county, and so we had to file paperwork to travel to do it. And so I thought that the airplane paper was perfect to kind of just play on that and on their goal again of doing more travel. Now I am just kind of popping things up. I did ink the papers, the pink paper and the airplane paper in black Soot distress ink. So I did ink some of my papers. So I've got the heat embossed stuff from the list. I've got my pattern paper background. I've got textiles. I'm going to add journaling. And so the only thing I think that I am missing, I've got my flower smacking. I think it might be flower stacking is what it's supposed to say. But I think the list, when Jackie created the list, she sent out a database and people could fill it out. So maybe somebody put it in wrong. I have no idea. Maybe flower smacking is something I've never heard of in scrapbooking. If you know, I would love to know. So go ahead and put it in the comments if you happen to know what flower smacking is. And so I stacked up those flowers and got lots of layers of those on there. And the only thing I'm missing so far, I think, is the journaling and the silver. And the silver's not going to be really in your face or anything. It's going to be kind of muted. You know, while I'm watching this video, I kind of liked that pink piece there, except the lines were going the wrong way. It has very faint lines that are going horizontally across it, and which is the orientation that I really needed it to be in because it kind of stuck out too far and didn't give me enough journaling space if I tilted it the other direction, and then the lines would be going vertically. So I went with the green polka dot, which kind of just picks up on more of the green paper, and in that case I decided to go with some green thickers. Really happy to be using up some of my thickers. I thought I might put my title across here, but because of the ascender on the K, it didn't work very well. I didn't like the way it it didn't nestle properly underneath the word Cadettes. And so I am going to change that up a little bit. You can see here I kind of played with the idea of putting like Cadettes with cookies, but then the T and the H both have ascenders on them. And that is, if you're not familiar with that, an ascender is the part that goes above the middle line of your writing. Like when you write and you have, we're a little kid, it gives you 3 lines. It gives you the center line and then an upper line and a lower line. Yeah, the ascender goes above the middle line and the descender goes below the lower line. Hopefully I explained that right. And yeah, you probably already know it because, you know, a lot of people do. Brush lettering has been in for a while, so maybe you are already aware, but I didn't want anyone to be confused. So there, I've got my title. I really like where it's at. And there's my journaling. There are a bunch of people playing along with the Creative IQ Challenge. There is also a Facebook group for it, so I will pop that link down below in my description box, as well as the links to the other people who are playing along with us today. And so you can go check out their videos, and you can also go be part of the Facebook group where you get the prompts the first 7 days of the month, and you can create a layout along with us. We would love to have you join in and play along, and if you are someone who is okay with posting, we would love to also have you post in the group so that we can see what you created. I'm now adding my little Mr. Huey's Shine Spray, which is silver. It's a little hard to see on the screen. Hopefully it shows up a little better in the close-ups, but that is going to do it for my layout. I hope that you enjoyed this video today. If you do, I would love a thumbs up. If you have questions or comments, you can leave those down below. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would really love for you to subscribe. And if you are subscribed, thank you for subscribing and sticking with me. And thanks for choosing my channel to watch today. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you guys again very soon with another video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.